Gaya kay Delima. Tama yan sa iyo. Magtiis ka. Binastos mo ang Pilipinas ng druga dyan mismo sa National Penitentiary. Ngayon, sige kayaw-yaw dyan kung ano-anong pinagsasabi mo na hindi ko kaya. Bakit? Ikaw ba ang nag-elect sa akin?
May linabas na order of arrest and corresponding warrant of arrest ang RTC Muntinlupa. Katulad po ng nasabi ko na dati, wala po akong balak takasan yung mga kaso ko. Wala po akong balak magtago
Sa akin?
Vindication ito para kay Sen. Laila at para sa buong oposisyon. Si Sen. Laila na miyembro ng oposisyon na pinaka-sumalo ng pinaka-malalakas na dagok mula sa Administrasyong Duterte. Si Sen. Laila na nag-labor sa ilalim ng tatlong walang kakwenta-kwentang kaso at kailangang hintayin na isa-isang mag-recant yung mga di umanong saksi laban sa kanya.
The independence of the Secretary Crispin Remulla, this is po yung statement niya. It just shows the independence of the judiciary, what I've always been saying from the beginning, and that they are free to decide as they please, as they deem fit. Any reaction lang po sa statement po ni Justice Secretary? I actually thank the administration for respecting the independence of the judiciary and the rule of law. Ganun lang naman, as somebody said, the legitimacy of the judiciary lies in its independence. It's just like, the legitimacy of the government or the legitimacy of the executive department or of the government, the elected officials lie in the votes of the people. So judiciary, it's the independence. Without the independence of the judiciary, then we cannot say that the judiciary really has its legitimate standing in the scheme of things. So, tama yan na sinasabi na pinakita ngayon na we have a working system. Kasi matagal na nga namin hinihintay yan. When the Marcos administration came in, there was some hope, at least in my case, that justice will be, will happen. And kasi nga, I always knew that while the former president was in power, I will not be set free because my persecution was his project. So how can I be set free during his term? So nung nagbago nga yung administrasyon, may pag-asa talaga. At umasa talaga ako ng umasa na makakamit ko yung hustisya at malalaman natin yung katotohanan about my innocence. But again, ayaw ko na muna dagdagan yung mga ganyang statement. Medyo nasobrahan na nga. Thank you.
Thank you, Sen. One question po for Sen Risa. Any message po for Sen Laila now that she's free and that you finally met each other again?
Well, you did it, Laila. Konti na lang, konting-konti na lang. And napakalaking vindication ito sa buong oposisyon. Itong vindication sa'yo. Kasi sa lahat natin, ikaw talaga yung sumalubong sa pinakamatinding dagok galing sa dating presidente. Ikaw talaga yung sinirang puri niya, sinubukang gawin. Ikaw talaga yung wineponize na yung buong legal system para lang parusahan ka kasi ikaw yung unang nag-imbestiga sa kanya. You continue to speak truth to power. At kahit sinubukan niyang tambakan ka ng ng mga ako na magsasabi ng peking kaso, hindi naman ikaw nagsasabi. Na-survive mo lahat yan. Na-survive mo yung stroke. Na-survive mo yung hostage taking. Hindi ka tumigil magsalita sa mga issue. Libo na siguro yung mga handwritten letters mo from Krami. And here you are. Here you are. So itong pagpapayag sa wakas na makapost ka ng bail at yung napipinto mong ganap na paglaya. Parang sumilip na ulit yung sikat ng araw. At alam natin, kahit napakatagal ng naging gabi mo, napakatagal ng gabi ng maraming kababayan natin. Once sumikat yan, dahil sa mga ginawa mo, hindi mapipigilan kumalat yan. So we're also happy to have you with us and we all love you very much.
Sen. Risa. Isa rin lang dyan. And you also write me regularly. Nagsusulatan kami niyan.
Thank you, Sen. Risa. Thank you, Sen. Laila. Our next to ask a question is Andrew Alimario from CNN Philippines.
Sen. Risa. Isa rin lang dyan. And you also write me regularly. Nagsusulatan kami niyan.
Thank you, Sen. Risa. Thank you, Sen. Laila. Our next to ask a question is Andrew Alimario from CNN Philippines.
Hi ma'am, good evening po. Anjo po. Hi ma'am, almost 7 years in detention. You've mentioned about surviving persecution. Do you plan to go after your persecutors? Do you plan to sue them? And your message to former President Rodrigo Duterte?
First, yung message ko kay former President Duterte, isa lang, God forgive him and God bless him. Yan lang muna ngayon. Marami pa akong pwedeng sabihin sa kanya. Pero wag muna. I don't want to be so, I don't want to be political sounding tonight because this is a moment of joy. This is, a triumphant moment for me. So I, as much as possible, I want to be gracious. And so yun na lang muna. God forgive him and God bless him. He knows what he did to me. I suppose.
Any plans of counter-suing or what, or going after them?
Pinag-uusapan namin yan ng mga abogado ko. Wala muna kami mga specific na mga pwedeng i-announce about that. There's always that option, but as to definite plans, pinag-uusapan yan. Of course, there will be, I need to do something also. A lot of things to do. Hindi po madali, napakahirap, masakit talaga kung ipakulong ka na wala kang kasalanan. And it's a matter of justice that those that need to be held accountable should be held accountable.
Sorry about that. Senator, I know you said that you have no regrets over what happened, but what was the lowest point in those 6 years, 8 months, 21 days, and what pulled you through?
Well, isa sa mga, of course, sa personal life, sa family life, kasi may mga milestones sa family na mga na-miss ko. Like, for example, when my son, Vincent, passed the bar exams, and I was not allowed to attend his graduation. Masakit para sa akin yan. And then it's always painful to me that I'm not with my mom.
my 91-year-old ailing mom who's now bedridden. So isa nga yan sa mga una kong gagawin, umuwi ka agad ako sa Bicol para makapiling ko ang aking ina. And we haven't seen each other for more than 4 years already. So itong homecoming na to, this will give her the best Christmas gift. I definitely would want to see her already. Siya excited na rin siguro. Kanina, nung nasa court ako, pinakausap sa akin ng brother ko sa cellphone niya, yung mami ko. And she's waiting for me. And so, yun masakit sa akin yun na mawalay ka sa pamilya. And of course, yung mga nawawala, mga wala na sa mundong ito, mga kamag-anak, mga kaibigan, nang nawala si Pinoy, I was so down and I could not even pay my last respects. And some other friends, some other allies like si Sek Dinky. Masakit din sa akin not being able to say goodbye ng mga nawala na dito. And I'm of course updated with the news because meron naman akong newspapers and my staff would send me printed copies of news articles, online articles, and nakikita ko naman ang mga nagiging developments. And there are good news, there are bad news, there are sad news, and all that. But really, those more than 6 years of being alone, because I've always considered my detention, my unjust detention, as both a curse and a blessing. It's a curse because I don't deserve it at all. It's a blessing because there are many things also that I've learned while in detention. I became more prayerful. I became closer to the Lord because, I've got so much time to pray, to read the Bible, to reflect, to do contemplative prayer and all that. So those are blessings. And then I have learned to appreciate mundane things, small things in life. Pag umuulan, lumalabas ako sa quarters ko para para lang obserbahan yung ulan and all that. And then I have stray cats in my quarters. That's why I was so sad. I was almost crying when I left Camp Krame today or Custodial today because I had to leave the cats there. They've been my companions. They kept my sanity intact. So yung mga ganun po. It's a purifying experience. Pero pag may mga bisita ako and then they would say, we can imagine what you feel. And then I'm tempted to say, no, you can never imagine what I feel. You will know it only when you go through this also yourself.
Before we were using Monday.com, our team was drowning in work. Our days used to split between work and
But I've developed a very routinary daily life in my detention. It's a very routinary daily life. And my problem now is how to adjust. Kasi magiging iba na ang aking routine from now on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sen. Laila, any more questions? Mara from Straits Times.
Hi, Sen Laila. Mara Cepeda po from the Straits Times. Ma'am, you've always been a very vocal figure in the Philippine opposition. What do you think, ma'am, are the implications of your release today for the Philippine opposition now? Your presence into the open world, I'm sure, do you think it would it help invigorate the opposition forces, especially now that kakaunti lang po sila ngayon sa Kongreso? What's your message po for the opposition figures and the opposition people in the opposition movement who are, of course, very happy that you're released?
First of all, my fight for my advocacies will continue. And my advocacies are really shared by the opposition. Fight for the truth, fight for justice, fight for rule of law, fight for democracy, fight for sovereignty. And definitely I'll be working side by side with the opposition. I remain to be an opposition. I'm with the opposition because we share the very same advocacy. Ideals and visions for this country. And hindi naman natapos yung pakikilaban ko sa mga advocacies ko habang nakakulong ako. I never stopped. And now that I'm free, I'm even going to work harder for those advocacies.
Ma'am, if there's one thing that you want the international community to remember about your legal victory today, what would it be po?
Well, it is a vindication of my innocence. And I thank the international community for closely monitoring my case. They've been there, and it helps a lot. It means a lot to me that the international community, almost from day one, has been monitoring the progress of my case. And many of them, many personalities, foreign dignitaries, and also foreign organizations have been releasing statements calling for my release. And this is vindication. And I will further work for complete vindication because hindi pa nga tapos itong kaso na to. I want people to know the truth of my innocence. I want the people to know how it happened. I want the people to know who are behind it. So in due time, because that's vindication. Kasi maraming napaniwala noon. So this is my opportunity. Because, they destroyed my life. And that's why I'm going to rebuild my life now. They destroyed or ruined my name, my reputation. Now that I'm free, I'm going to work hard to redeem my name. And vindication, complete vindication, is the key. Thank you.
Thank you, Sen. Any more questions? All right. Before we end, are there anything else that Senator Laila and Senator Risa would like to add?
Pasasalamat lang po sa inyong lahat. Hindi niyo ko pinabayaan. Kayo, my friends, my allies, my supporters, my sympathizers, for believing in me all this time, for your continued faith in me. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sen. Thank you, Sen Laila. Thank you, Sen Risa. Okay, that ends our presser for today. And thank you so much, friends in the media. Okay.
Ito talaga, hindi ito nawawala.
Mabuhay si Laila! Mabuhay si Laila! Mabuhay si Laila!
Sen, isa pong nakatayo naman.